This is the book of Psalm, chapter 55, verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Psalm, chapter 55, verse 21, is that I want to play this video where this exclusive commentary, as they call it, of the ongoing crisis in Ukraine has made the world see how using American dollars, the American dollar is not in the best interest if you're an average, citizen, regardless of what country you live in. And this is all by design to get everyone away from the American dollar and into this new blockchain crypto space, which is leading to the end result of it, the digital all, the MOTB, right? Cashless society, CBDCs, Bitcoin, and the rest of the alternative coins, as they say, as they call them, all right? Because they're behind all of it. They're behind Bitcoin, CBDCs, all right? They make their own tongue fall upon themselves in this clip. So this is the reason why I brought out Psalm 55 verse 21, because they're literally planting seeds in people's minds, all right? That, hey, if you want to get away from the American dollar, all right, go into this new technology where your money has value and nobody, all right, can, quote unquote, nobody, right, which is a BS lie, can stop you from, buying what you need to buy, even if there's war going on or there's inflation going on, all right? Your dollar, your currency's not being inflated, so on and so forth, all right? This is a big deception. There's a reason why Esau is printing the money, all right, till the wheels come off. He wants everybody out the dollar and into the digital space. He wants a cashless society. So let's play this video, because you have a crypto CEO, Galaxy Digital founder, pretty much breaks it down in layman's terms of this whole situation in Ukraine, how it's pretty much an eye-opener in terms of transactions, is your money safe in a bank, so on and so forth.
The idea that money will never be the same after this war in Ukraine, how has it highlighted the utility of crypto?
Well, I think
that big statement right there. The idea of money will never be the same after this war in Ukraine.
Let's say the dollar might never be the same, right? I mean, I think the biggest thing that's happened in the last 10 years in lots of ways, maybe longer, is when Europe and the US said, hey, Russia, those reserves that you thought were yours, they're not really your reserves. So what does that mean? It means the dollar or treasuries as a risk-free asset isn't so risk-free. It's not risk-free if you're Russian, and maybe if you're Chinese, you're like, it might not be risk-free either.
Right, because all these sanctions and, all right, who is it affecting? It ain't affecting Putin and his oligarchs, all right, because they've been preparing for this. It's affecting the average, Russian who's trying to, or the Chinese who's trying to move up. Like, damn, if I want to get into U.S. dollars, I'm at risk of the U.S. government coming, taking it away from me. All right. Because remember, most people's money is in the system. It's in a digital bank. All right, where they bank you with. All right, not everybody's carrying, okay, large sums of money in a suitcase. All right, walking around with it. It's got to be in an institution, in a bank. Continue on. So if it's in an institution, that means that that institution is subject to, okay, rules and regulations that's mainly controlled by the American government, Babylon the Great. Okay, the whore that sitteth upon many waters.
So I think we're entering in a world that's unknown, where people are going to struggle to figure out what is the reserve currency. The U.S. isn't going away, right? The dollar's not going away, but it's not going to be the sole place. And so I think you're going to see this hodgepodge of assets, gold.
And that's bullshit, all right? Then why they keep printing money till the wheels fall off again, all right? And that's why, again, Psalm 55, verse 21, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Okay? This devil knows that, okay, that everything's going into a cashless society. This is all leading to the digital art. All right? But they got to push these lies out there to not make the people panic till it's too late.
Certainly digital assets are going to be part of that bucket. The whole world's not going to flip to Bitcoin overnight, but you're going to see more and more people say, I want to have some of my money outside of the sovereign.
How do you deal with that debate, though? Because a lot of people are talking about the problem with cryptocurrency is that you can use it to circumvent these sanctions. On the other hand, people in the community are saying, that's the point, right? We don't want government censorship to be able to take away our property.
So let's talk big and small. There's zero chance the Russian government can use cryptocurrencies to circumvent, right? We're regulated by 25 different agencies.
There you go. 25 different agencies. All right. These exchanges are regulated. Okay. So there is no escaping the big bad government. If people think that, oh, this digital currency is going to get me out of my condition and I'm going to be able to have freedom. No. All right. The exchanges, all right, are in lockstep with the federal government. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Like, come on, man.
Galaxy. And I'm sure, FTX and Binance and the others have just as many. And so almost all crypto moves through exchanges. Those exchanges have KYC AML processes, just like TradeFi exchanges.
Right. Means know your policies and regulations. KYC means know your customer. You also have anti-money laundering, AML, anti-money laundering laws. All right. So these laws are in play against the little guy. Okay. You little people. All right. The governments, they can break these laws. Not, all right. Like Russia can break these laws. Okay. Notice he said big and little. All the know your customer and the anti-money laundering laws are against the little guy. All right. Again. All right. The world is controlled by the elites. You think they want you, little guy, at their level? No. Okay. Unless you sold your soul and you had to do some LGBTQ shit. All right. And even then, you don't even have that much power. All right. Because you got to continue pushing that vibration or else you get clipped. You end up becoming a loony bin, and they'll use the media to do it.
And so, plus Bitcoin is a public blockchain. Way back we hired Mike Morrell, who had run the CIA, we, Galaxy, and a few other companies.
CIA, what's the CIA doing with crypto? Put two to two together, come on.
To do a study on Bitcoin, and he did like a 10 weeks exhaustive study with the security agencies, with the three-letter agencies, with crypto companies, and he came up with a thesis that if you were going to design a trap to catch criminals, it would look a lot like the Bitcoin blockchain.
Right, and that was the whole purpose of it, all right? He causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, all right? He wants to control your life. That's Esau Edom. He has a God complex, all right? Let's go to Psalm 64 and 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Right. These secret societies, the Illuminati, okay? That's them. 3, who whet their tongue like a sword, meaning their laws, their policies, right? 25 different regulations, okay? And bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. 4, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Who's the perfect? The Israelites. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and the Americans who don't have nothing, okay? Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not, right? And this whole crypto is a setup, man. They want you involved in it, all right? They want you involved in this space, okay? Get you out of cash and into this space.
And so it's just, Elizabeth Warren is just wrong when she thinks you can use Bitcoin for Russia to say sanctions. And we're looking at it the wrong way. The Russian ruble has depreciated over 90% in the last 10 years. Just this year alone, I think high to low is like 65%. The Turkish lira did the same. Bitcoin is a lifeline to people in countries with really poor stewardship of their economy.
You see how they're selling it? Psalm 55, verse 21. Psalm 55, verse 21. It's a lifeline. This devil's nice, man. You got to give the devil props, man. That's why he's the devil. He's a deceiver, man.
And we should be thrilled that Russians can get some of their money in Bitcoin so they're not completely broke holding worthless rubles.
Well, that brings me to the question of what the use case is, because in the context we're talking about it, it's essentially as a replacement for fiat currencies. Is that how you view what the future of digital assets is?
Listen,
is it a store of value?
So digital assets is a big word, right? I think Bitcoin has this really beautiful lane of being digital gold or a store of value. Everyone has a human right to have the fruits of their labor stored somewhere. And if you don't trust your government's currency, traditionally we put it in diamonds or gold. This is the first really digital version of that. And so I think that's Bitcoin's use case. Now listen, there's also a lot of other digital assets. There's digital stable coins or digital dollars or euros. There's things, Ethereum, digital networks, NFTs, right? And so the revolution that's happening isn't just in one lane. But I think for Bitcoin, it really is a place you store value.
How important are the CBDCs, right? Because today when I saw the headline that the Saudis might start selling the Chinese oil in yuan, the first thing I thought about was, oh, they're so far ahead of us with the digital yuan.
Yeah, so I think this is the biggest national security concern that every country should have. And as every citizen, you've got to understand that one CBDC and a stablecoin ain't the same thing, right? It all comes down to who controls them. And so if you look at the
it all comes down to who controls them. Bank of England tells ministers to intervene on digital currency programming. The Bank of England has called on ministers to decide whether a central bank digital currency should be programmable, ultimately giving the issuer control over how it is spent by the recipient. Let me read that one more time. Ultimately giving the issuer control, he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, over how it is spent by the recipient, okay? And ultimately, he wants our people into this system so when he clamps with that digital awe, he has full control, all right? And you're going to see a lot of our people go and take it, all right, because they're not understanding this devil. They trust this devil, all right? They trust this devil, Esau Edom, man, the so-called white man. Now, let's jump over because, hey, man, these devils, man, they make their own tongue fall upon themselves. But hey, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Americans, you need to wake up, man. You don't know who you're dealing with, man. Real talk. Let's start with this.
We have heard a number of mayors push for this, and really.
Oh, by the way, I claim.
Since the beginning, there's been this kind of egalitarian, obviously libertarian feeling in the Bitcoin community. You mentioned 150 million people have now adopted it, but I never expected there to be so many, predominantly white male whales. And we
the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. But it's funny how they just laughing about this. Continue on.
We have seen that. Is that a problem?
Well, listen, I mean, white white males own most of the money in the world. And
Boom! Whoa! Let's play that back. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. What? Hold on. Who owns all the money in the world?
In the Bitcoin community, you mentioned 150 million people have now adopted it, but I never expected there to be so many, predominantly white male whales. And we really have seen that. Is that a problem?
well, listen, I mean, white males own most of the money in the world, and so I would tell you that.
Boom. Okay. There you go. So, Psalm 64:8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Right. So here it is, man. That Edomite, that so-called white man, all right, telling you to your face that the wealth in the world is owned by the so-called white man, which are the biblical Edomites. That's how we know who are the Edomites. Okay. That's why you plantation Christians, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans that enter Christianity, you're off. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. All right? So let's now go to the Blue Letter Bible, Job 24 and 9. No, Job 9 and 24. I'm sorry. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Who are the wicked? The Edomites. All right, just like that Edomite said. All right. The wealth of the world is in the majority of the so-called white man's hand. Period. That's the wicked. That's Esau. He corrupt the faces of the judges thereof. Right. He said the Lord would look like a so-called white man. That's a lie. He said the Lord's chosen people. All right. Said they look like so-called white people. That's a lie. Okay. The Israelites are people of color, different shades of brown. Okay. The who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. Okay, he's not a so-called white man. He's a so-called black man, all right? He's a dark man with white woolly hair, and he's really upset. If not, where and who is he? Right. If it ain't the so-called white man who is the wicked, okay, then who is, man? Let's play this out because it gets better.
You would expect any new technology to have a lot of them in it. What's more promising is if you look at people of color as a percentage of people who participate, it's higher in blacks, it's higher in Hispanics.
Whoa! What a quickie thing. Oh, wow. So now crypto, okay, is beneficial to the so-called black and Hispanic community. Wow. This is the ultimate fucking setup, man. Real fucking talk. Psalm 55 verse 20. The words of his mouth are smoother than butter, but war in his heart. But war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Okay? You see how he's selling it? He wants you to think, okay, that you're going to have a fighting chance, okay, with this new financial system, that you'll be at an equal playing field with him. The devil, the one that's creating the whole system behind the scenes. He's going to make you feel that you're going to be equal to him. Oh, man. All right. And that's why he's selling this. Inflation, correct vengeance on the world's poor, right? Oh, everything's bad. Okay. The dollar, inflation. But go into crypto. It's helping out a lot of black and Hispanic communities. This is the fucking devil, man. All right. Not to be trusted. Here's another one. This is Consumer Banks Associations, all right? In order for you to be an executive retail banker, you have to go to Consumer Bankers Association school, okay? And look what they have to say about crypto, all right? Excuse me. This is only 55 people in 2021 graduated from the school, all right? This is the only executive banking school in the country. And you have to go to this in order to be a retail banker, at the executive level. All right? let's go to this. At CBA Live, fintech leaders answer call for level playing field in banking. Oh, now they give a fuck. Wow. This is you can't make this shit up, man. Okay? All right. Just get to the point. Crypto, the intersection of digital currency and banking. While banks consider how and when, not if, not maybe, how and when, meaning it's going to happen, to integrate cryptocurrencies, blockchain technology into their product suites, policymakers at the federal and state level are weighing in on the opportunities and risks these new technologies entail. Just this morning, President Biden signed an executive order on federal oversight of cryptocurrencies at CBA Live. Experts from across the industry weighed in on this rapidly evolving marketplace. Quote, the national adoption of cryptocurrencies led by Black and Latino communities. Oh, wow. Wow. So that now this is a good thing. Okay? Now this is a good thing. You see how they selling it, man? Hey, he's at war with y'all, and y'all can't, and majority of people cannot see it, man. All right? A lot of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and the Americans, you're going to be taken. All right? You're going to be taken. You have no idea what's coming, man. Zechariah 11:5, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, I am for I am rich. Right, these Edomites, man, okay, they will literally lie to your face, okay, deceive you. And then you have our people and their own shepherds pinning them up, right? The leaders of our people, okay, working for them, okay? It's clear that we're being oppressed. It's clear that this whole agenda is to get us, all right, ultimately to get us chipped. That's why we push out that hey, they're going to chip everyone. And you cannot take that chip. They're trying to get us chipped, man. For I will no more pity the inhabitants of the land, saith the Lord, but lo, I will deliver the men, every one into his neighbor's hand, and to the hand of the king they shall smite the land, and out of their hand I will not deliver them. Right, that's what's coming, man. 7, and I will feed the flock of the slaughter, even you, O poor of the flock. And I took unto me 2 staves, one I call beauty, the other one I call bands, and I fed the flock. All right, the Lord's going to take care of us too. All right, so when they start pushing, when they start having the chipping stations, okay, this is when big faith, man, and the Lord's gonna be intervening, man. So we're clearly getting close to it. All right, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to hit some key points, but yeah, man, hey, this devil's at war, or he's very tactical. His words are smoother than butter. He doesn't hold himself guilty. Okay, now he's saying this crypto thing is good for us. It's going to help us. Even though we've been complaining, okay, continually, how we're being oppressed, how we're being disenfranchised. And nobody wanted to hear it. But now all of a sudden, oh no, this crypto thing will help you out. Yeah. You know what? James 1 and 5 and 1. I'll close out with this. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. 2, your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Right? Okay? This shit is all corrupted, man. All right? It's bullshit. It's all the setup. All right? We already know the earth is given to the hand of the wicked, man. Okay? And that's why, hey, you rich Edomites, live it up, because the Lord is going to take all that from you. Okay, 3, your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have reaped treasure together for the last days. Right, this is the last days, man. So hurry up with your little crypto agenda. Okay, hurry up. Stop wasting time, man. The cat's out of the bag. It's evident what you're doing with all this whole situation. 4, behold, the hire of the laborers have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept by fraud, right? The Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and the Americans, all right, who you frauded. And now you're trying to be the good guy. Now you're trying to acknowledge it and say, hey, crypto's going to be helping you out. It's fucking bullshit, man. Crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth, meaning the Lord of armies. 5. Ye have lived in pleasure on the earth and been wanton. Ye have nourished your hearts as in the day of slaughter. 6. Ye have condemned and killed the just, and he does not resist. All right, we cannot resist you. We are financially, disenfranchised by your economic warfare. All right, and yet you call us the biggest, villains on the planet, which is bullshit. You're the one that controls the money supply. You're the one that can start wars and end wars. All right, you're the one that controls the food supply. You could stop this inflation. But we're the bad guys. You Edomites, you so-called white people got a lot of nerve, man. But it's okay, though. The Lord sees all. And that's why he has his servants, the prophets, to tell you to your face you're going down. So again, hurry the fuck up with your little digital, crypto shit. So the Lord can stop you in your tracks when you start pushing that chip. All right? Because once you push that chip, it's over for you fucks. And with that, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Rukakodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who grew well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And citation to the Akim out there pushing this truth of sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep enduring. Keep the faith. As you can see, we're almost out of here. Keep pushing. Keep fighting. Keep studying. Pray without ceasing. Pray for each other. Pray for the apostles. We're almost out of here. It's clearly they're moving fast with this agenda. To the few sisters that are watching, keep studying. Keep praying. Shalom and a Bible ball. Shalom.